Let me talk about why Penveu is the only interactive system that will work with Chrome or Android devices. In order to explain why the others will not work, I have to explain how they communicate their positioning information to the computer. The way we communicate position information to the computer is through the USB cable with a device driver that's called Human Interface Device Driver. There are two methods supported by the USB specification to convey that positioning information. One of them is absolute. In absolute positioning, we will transmit the XY coordinates relative to the top left of the screen to the computer, and the computer will decide where to put the cursor as a result. The most standard way that mice devices work is called relative. In relative positioning, what we do is we transmit the difference, the delta X and delta Y, from the previous position where the mouse was positioned. So it will transmit how far did the mouse move from the last time we reported its position. The problem with Chrome, and it's not a problem, but the way Chrome and Android devices work is that they do not support absolute positioning. They only support relative positioning, and therefore they work with regular mice device. However, interactive display systems report the absolute position so you can put the ink exactly where the pointer is. Well, let me draw to you how does this work. If this is our display, and they have some kind of system on the left or in the corner or all around that transmits through USB to the computer. This would be the computer. This is USB. And they are transmitting the X, Y positions because interactive display systems can only transmit X and Y. Now the computer, on the other hand, has a video output, whether it's VGA or HDMI, and that video output tells the display, whether it's projector or a large TV like we're using here, tell it where to put the ink, for example. Now what the computer has applications inside. And one application, for example, can be PowerPoint, so let's mark it as PowerPoint. And PowerPoint has its own image that it wants to transmit, but it also has an application that is associated with the interactive display system. And that would be the positioning or the ink. And what happens is that the ink comes from it all gets combined, and it goes into the video. The computer, the software, the application that runs on the computer is what adds or creates the ink that ends up on the display. Well, here's the problem. Chrome or Android systems do not have the ability to translate X and Y. Regular mice devices will only have delta X and delta Y, so only relative motion. Therefore, we cannot put the ink exactly where the pointer is. That's the problem. How does Penveu solve this? Let me draw the Penveu system. Once again, we have the same display system. This can be a projector. In our case, we have this display. The device that knows its position is the pen itself. Penveu is here. And we have the computer once again. The pen conveys its position, its absolute position information to the Penveu system. What's special about the Penveu system is that this is the only system where the video signal goes through the Penveu system and into the TV. The ink is generated in here. If we have, once again, an application such as PowerPoint, PowerPoint generates a signal, Penveu detects and generates ink at the right place, and sends this through the video cable, VGA or HDMI, to the display exactly where it is. The fact that the PC or computer, in this case, cannot interpret absolute position is meaningless because we generate the ink. Penveu generates the ink, and that's a very important distinction. Now let me compare those systems, and I will use a matrix for it. On one hand, I will have touch and remote mode. On the other hand, I will have pen or mouse tools. Regular interactive systems do not support remote operation at all. No remote operation. Even touch operation, when you do touch the screen, because we're using an application in the computer to generate ink, and because Chrome and Android devices cannot interpret absolute position but only a relative one, they will not be accurate and put the ink where it is or the mouse where it should be for touch mode. Penveu, on the other hand, because the ink is generated in the Penveu device itself, Penveu is capable of being accurate in both touch and remote when using the pen, remotely when using the mouse, and at some point we will add, but don't have it now, the ability to have touch mouse accuracy. Now let's switch and show you that we are actually connected to a Chrome system right now running an application such as PowerPoint. We have our screen, this is coming from the computer. We can interact with it very accurately. When we touch, we can interact with it remotely. And if we switch to mouse mode, we can now control that computer, change slides, for example. I'm not going to go into printer. Change slides, do everything remotely, controlling the mouse. Penveu is the only interactive system that works with both Chrome and Android systems.